Let me talk to you as if we were just two fans having a candid conversation about this team. Right now, the situation seems bigger than just one player or one decision. It feels like the franchise is at a crossroads. We all want to see this team competing at the highest level, not just making noise during the season, but actually being a serious title contender. And to get there, sometimes you have to make tough decisions. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. Money matters, contracts matter, timing matters, and when you put it all together, you start to understand that the next move could shape this team's future for years. It's not just about talent, it's about direction. Are we building something stronger, or are we clinging to what we already know and hoping it finally works out? We, the fans, feel it. We want progress. We want clarity. We want to believe that every decision made is bringing this team closer to the championship. And that's why this moment feels so important. Before I go any further, make sure you've already hit that like button if you've been a Miami Dolphins fan for over 20 years. It's always incredible to see fans from every generation here. And if possible, comment right now. Go Dolphins! Fans up! Let's see who's really locked in with this team. Now let's get straight into it. The Miami Dolphins have made a significant move in the front office. According to reports from Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero, the Dolphins have hired former Tennessee Titans general manager John Robinson as their senior personnel executive. This is not a minor addition. This is a key voice being added to support general manager John Sullivan as Miami strengthens its front office structure. And when you look at Robinson's resume, it demands attention. During his tenure with the Tennessee Titans, he helped turn that franchise from a 3-13 team into a consistent playoff contender, reaching 6 consecutive postseason appearances starting in 2016. He drafted players like Derrick Henry, Kevin Byard, Jeffrey Simmons, Jack Conklin, and Harold Landry. That's elite drafting. That's foundational roster building. That's how you construct a playoff caliber core. He also reached an AFC championship game and posted a 63-43 overall record. Those are not accidental numbers. That is sustained competitiveness. But here's where it gets interesting for us as Dolphins fans. Robinson also drafted Malik Willis, and now we're hearing chatter about Willis potentially commanding somewhere between $30 to $35 million per year, according to discussions referenced by Ian Rappaport. If that projection is even close to reality, that changes the entire quarterback landscape. Because if Miami were to even entertain something like that, they'd be committing an enormous percentage of their cap to the quarterback room. And here's the reality. The Dolphins are currently sitting at around $3 million in cap space. They still have to resolve situations involving Bradley Chubb and Tua Tagovailoa. This is not a team positioned to throw massive money at a quarterback experiment. That brings us to Tua. Discussions are reportedly happening at the Combine. Sullivan is exploring potential trade scenarios. Teams like the Indianapolis Colts and Atlanta Falcons have question marks at quarterback due to injury situations. These are dome teams. They play in divisions that don't expose quarterbacks to harsh cold weather conditions. From a pure football perspective, there is logic there. But the contract is the elephant in the room. If the Dolphins cut Tua outright, they're staring at massive dead cap implications, including figures in the $99.2 million range. A trade would save roughly $11 million but still leaves a $45.2 million dead cap hit. A post-June 1 trade could create around $42.9 million in savings, but that shifts financial consequences forward. So here's the twist that's been floating around. There was discussion about packaging Tua with a mid-round pick to facilitate a trade. One concept mentioned involved sending Tua and a 4th-round pick in exchange for Anthony Richardson, allowing competition between Richardson and a rookie quarterback. Richardson's cap hit would be around $10 million for 2026. That's manageable short-term flexibility. Another alternative floated? A move involving the Tennessee Titans. The Titans reportedly have approximately $98 million in cap space. And here's where the connection gets fascinating. Brian Daboll, who previously worked with Tua at Alabama, is mentioned in that context. The idea of sending Tua and a 4th-round pick in exchange for Levis was proposed. Now think about that strategically. A lower cap hit quarterback like Levis, a fresh competition in camp, and financial flexibility to reshape the roster. That's a different blueprint. That's a reset without a total teardown. And here's where I'm going to leave you hanging for now. There is now roughly a 25% chance Tua remains on the roster based on how the financial math plays out. That number has increased slightly from earlier expectations, but the most likely outcome still points toward a separation. The front office is making moves. New voices are being added. Cap gymnastics are being calculated. Quarterback scenarios are being evaluated. Nothing is settled yet. And this is where things get even more intense, because when you really step back and analyze everything that's happening, you start to realize this isn't just about one quarterback decision. This is about the direction of the entire franchise heading into 2026. We just talked about the financial side. We talked about the dead cap scenarios. We talked about the potential $11 million savings in a trade versus the massive implications of a straight cut. We talked about post-June 1 flexibility. But now I want to focus on something that doesn't show up on a cap spreadsheet: leverage. Right now, the Dolphins have limited cap space. Around $3 million before any restructures or cuts. That means every move matters. Every dollar matters. And when you're paying a quarterback $56 million, you have to be absolutely sure he is the unquestioned future of the franchise. If there's doubt inside the building, even 10% doubt, that changes everything. Because if you keep Tua, the cap number doesn't change immediately. That's important. You don't gain flexibility this year simply by keeping him. But you also don't create new damage. It's neutral in the short term. The real decision becomes, are you comfortable riding into 2026 with uncertainty at the most important position in sports? Now think about what adding John Robinson to the front office signals. This is a man who helped build Tennessee through the draft. Derrick Henry, Kevin Byard, Jeffrey Simmons. That's physical, foundational football. That's trenches first mentality. That's roster construction built for playoff survival. That might not align with constantly restructuring and pushing cap hits down the road. And then you look at the Titans' angle again. Nearly $98 million in cap space. A prior relationship between Tua and Brian Dable from Alabama. A team that could absorb a contract more comfortably than Miami can. Suddenly, that idea doesn't feel random. It feels strategic. If Miami were to send Tua and a fourth-round pick for Will Levis, you're essentially buying flexibility. Levis carries a far smaller cap hit. That allows you to allocate resources elsewhere, offensive line, defensive depth, pass rush reinforcements. And you create a legitimate quarterback competition instead of walking into the season with a situation that feels forced. And let's be honest, competition changes culture. If Levis competes with a rookie like Quinn Ewers, that's a reset in energy. That's unpredictability. That's hunger. You're not locked into one outcome. Now let's address something important. None of this guarantees success. Will Levis is not a proven franchise quarterback. Anthony Richardson, if that path were explored, carries injury concerns and developmental questions. But what they offer is financial elasticity and evaluation time. And sometimes, in today's NFL, that's just as valuable as star power. The biggest risk for Miami isn't moving on. The biggest risk is staying stuck in the middle. Too expensive to build fully around. Too uncertain to commit long term. That's the danger zone. And here's what keeps me thinking. The front office isn't acting like a group that's satisfied. They're restructuring. They're evaluating. They're adding experienced executives. They're clearly preparing for multiple paths. That tells me every option is on the table. If they can't trade Tua, could they keep him one more year and revisit the decision in 2027 when the dead cap drops? Yes, that's possible. But that also delays clarity. And in the AFC, hesitation is deadly. The conference isn't getting easier. Windows close fast. So now the conversation shifts from can they move him to should they aggressively pursue moving him? Would you rather absorb short-term discomfort for long-term flexibility? Or would you ride one more season hoping everything finally clicks at the highest level? This is where the fan base splits. Some of you believe Tua deserves continuity and stability. Others believe it's time to reset before the cap situation tightens even further. And here's the real pressure point. If a team like Tennessee calls and says yes, they'll take Tua, but they want that fourth-round pick attached, do you hesitate? Or do you pull the trigger knowing it clears the path for a new era? The Dolphins didn't make the Super Bowl last season. The dream is still alive. But dreams don't survive indecision. Front offices have to act. So I'm asking you now, as we head deeper into the combine and closer to free agency, if you're sitting in that GM chair, are you making a bold move now? Or are you betting that running it back one more time gives you the breakthrough this team has been chasing? Which path gives Miami the best chance to truly compete in 2026?